the number one team Saturday afternoon, 10 plus in the ratings. You know that. That's why you listen. Comfortably number one in the ratings, and have been now for a very long time too. Despite any of the bullschlarking that gets wandered around by other gypsy AM stations.
Lost a bit of swagger too.
Oh, haven't they just become real line and length?
Here it is. Patrick McAuliffe, the time has almost come. Bring on round two, Pumpkin Heads. They want the Spud Tapes. Michael Johnson, he's a bit with me because I did everything I could to have them pulled, but wasn't as successful. So they're going to go ahead. And he says, I'm with you, Spud. I'll be turning the radio off.
That's fair enough too.
And recording them on the computer for later.
Pull up, Michael.
Well, we need to give it over to our man Damo to explain exactly what these tapes are, where they've come from, what they represent.
But before we do, JB, we just have got the final words from our lawyer, or from my lawyers anyway, as opposed to Danny's lawyers. We are right to go, and it is now...
But with that, be very careful. You're on a bit of a crest of a wave last week at the merriment of me. It's like winning a Group 1 race. It's very hard to back it up. So everyone's listening.
Yep.
And
just stop talking because it is now time for
Spud Frawley, the potato farmer who made it in the big smoke as a great footballer and now a superstar media performer. In between, though, things were not always good. We now bring you those days in a special Purple-Headed Warrior production. This is Spud Frawley, Boxed In.
Boxed in.
Boxed in. So, for people who didn't hear last week, this is Spud Frawley in the coach's box in the early 2000s for Richmond. It's a compilation of it, anonymously received box of mini cassettes that were obviously used to record Danny's observations in the box. Then last week,
while he was coaching during games,
and for those who weren't listening last week, we got a sample of Danny last week who was the humorous kind of guy in the compilation we put together. And this week we're going to see another side of this very, very complex man. We're going to see the thinking Danny Frawley, as far as I can tell. And we need to say that the audio quality isn't that great because we are dealing with old technology. They're mini cassettes that are just about obsolete, but they carry some important information on them. As you listen to it, because with the audio quality isn't the best, you need to listen out for a reference to Wayne Schwass, who was clearly an opponent on the day, Ben Holland, who either cops a spray personally or is getting one delivered to him by Danny in the box, and that's a Richmond player. Greg Tivendale cops a mention. You'll need to pay particular reference to Danny urging his players back to the square, and he's also at one stage calling for a stretcher, and there's quite a few expletives throughout. But this is week 2 of Boxed In.
Jesus Christ, first of all, tackle the bloke. I don't want to see that shit ever again, alright? Something blokes, get one of them 500. Secondly, mate, you've got the free kick and nothing's on going long. Times in life a man and you should have known that. You have to give the ball some fight, so don't use it. You're the quarterback, you're in control. Oh, but the ball is around the camel. Well, hang on, let's have a look at this. Because touches. I'll look at it. One of those jokers got to go on the swats. I don't give a really. As long as I've got Moscow or ground. Mention that, brothers. Bloody good, Holland. Mate, we've got to get a contest there. We've done everything right. Just at least bring the ball to the ground, Billy. Can you rip in the Tivendale at 4 or 5? If he darts another ball in like that, he's playing the reserves for the rest of the year. Whatever you mean, folks, believe the quarter time, boys. I feel like just ripping their heads off. Does that not do anything? No. We'll go to we kick one goal, we'll hit the post twice. Get the physio out to Harry. Can he do it on Garry, or does he come off? I need to know. And tell him to be honest. Push happens to the square! Hey! Get the stretcher! Stretcher out! There's 58 seconds left. Alright? Push down the ball back. Get the ball back at the back. Everyone back!
Stretcher!
Were you calling for a fake stretcher?
Spud!
Well, in those days, you're allowed to get a stretcher out just to slow things
For a fake stretcher.
Well, that was the tactic we used in those days. You could stop the game when the side got a run on.
Oh, no.
I'm out for
He's just confirmed that calling for a fake stretcher was
within the rules.
Tactic. Look at him. Now he's coming up to purple.
I couldn't hear all that as clearly as I like, but Greg Tivendale got his pretty clear message.
No, and I think Ben Holland
Ben
also
Holland
had a little mention there too.
That's unbelievable. Well,
Spud, honestly.
He's back.
Well, and I tell you what, the tapes are taken off. My mates, I get text left, right and centre from all sorts, requesting him, wanting to hear him again, all the rest of it. But
well, Matt from Lenjet, he said if Purple could put together a transcript for avid supporters of the segment, because some of you missed some of that stuff.
Yeah, the audio quality was a bit of a concern this week, and we're wading through about 15 other tapes, and we'll bring you some more.
Well, it won't be happening till now. I've had confirmation, and you got to air. It won't be happening again, mate.
Well, you've said that 2 weeks in a row.
Well, I think I'll be able to because there's too many names implicated in that, and a lot of good friends of mine, and I've really taken umbrage to it now.
Well, it's interesting, Gaz, that what we see with Spud over the journey is a willingness to explore the corners of the rules.
Of course, push the boundary.
That's it.
Yep.
And
or just break them.
And I've got a text coming here from a good mate of ours asking me to ask Spud if he's ever, explored the corner of the rules. In other words, cheated.
Yeah.
In a theatre pub.
Oh, no.
Spud?
That's yes.
Well, look,
That's a bigger pause than Stephen Kernahan.
Look at him.
one of the lifesavers had a kayak, and I might have gone on the back of it for about. Look, it was only 50 metres, but some people say it could have been a little bit longer than it. I had a stitch.
Oh, no.
There was a bet on it, and anyway, I did get caught out again, and that's what happened. So I openly put my hand up on that one.
Well,
he paddled pretty
I'll tell
well.
you what, let me just, having my first listen to that set of the Spud, what is it, Boxed In? The tape.
Boxed In.
When I go out to play, want a coach sitting in that box who's prepared to do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
That's what I want from my coach, and we had one.
Clearly Richmond had one of them.
They just threw. He just said a stretcher willy-nilly as the opposition streamed down into a vacant forward line. Stretcher! And on it had run. The game had stopped. They'd reset, and Spud had gathered himself. I liked it. I really
Get the
liked
run
it.
around and just recompose him a bit.
We need to recompose.
When you say
him.
these tapes damage your brand, what is your brand?
Well, what's yours?
I don't talk about brand.
Oh, well, I thought as a coach,
What's yours?
early days, it wasn't too bad. It trailed off pretty quickly. But
No, I'm talking about
there's
your
not many-
brand. Your brand.
Oh, well, there's not too many Tiger coaches that put them third spot in the ladder.
Stuart McKenzie wants
you're
to
trying
know.
to
No,
be
I'm not talking about your coaching. You're a good coach.
Stewie Mack wants to know
brand?
if you can box them up for Father's Day. It's Spud Tapes.
Oh,
It's taken off. We need to get
it won't be getting a run next week, Damo, in the finals.
Gather
because
ourselves.
It's all about finals.
think
Forget
footy
that.
preview for Momentum Energy are in the middle of the positive energy in football. The Swans take on the Cats at Skilled Stadium, now called Simmons Stadium, used to be called Cardinia Park. For McDonald's,
Spud's man Basil down on the boundary.
Oh, there he is.
Last time he wandered over the line,
Basil,
Spud nearly
this
ripped
was
his head
on
off.
the
this was
line.
the scene
Look out.
earlier this year.
He's over the line again.
He's lost his neck like Chief.
I